All he wants is a good death, but maybe he'll find something else instead. This is bullet dreams. A veteran of the war in Ukraine, haunted by the choices he made while fighting, now works low-end security in Puerto Plata. He'd seen enough death and destruction to last a lifetime, maybe several lifetimes. But the war in Ukraine rages on, and as soon as it ends, he'll return. How can you stay away from your home, they say? How can you not want to fight? You must be scared. That's what everyone tells him. That's what he tells himself. The truth is much darker. He wants to go back. But there's a part of him, a small part, that doesn't want to go. When he thinks about it, he can't even remember why he went to war. It all seems so long ago now. He was young and angry then, full of hate and pride. Now he's just tired. He wants what he has avoided all this time. Honor asked of him defense and made him willing. The Marines made him a sniper. It also made him a machine. Machines don't get tired, don't complain, don't ask. Machines don't feel the pull of the world like living people do. He feels that pull every day, the energy on life and of people, especially there in Puerto Plata. He'd come here for the beach, the sun, the women, and especially the rum. Cheap and strong. But mostly he came to escape the memory of the war, the things he did in the name of his country, the things he had to do to survive. He knows there's no escaping those memories. He knows there's no peace for him. But sometimes, just sometimes, the ache lessens and the rum helps. He's been working as a security guard at a resort, a low-end gig, but it pays the bills and the tips are good. The tourists don't know he's a war veteran. They don't know he speaks 5 languages. They don't know that he spent 8 years in the shadows, perfecting his aim, learning how to read people, learning how to be patient. They just see a big lug with a gun. He doesn't correct them. All he wants is a good death. The same as so many of his brothers had embraced, knowing they made the ultimate sacrifice, FPR, his mother Ukraine. 2 years he had seen so much death, so many ways to find one's end. He had hopes something quick finds him. Maybe a robbery gone bad, or the cartels will make an appearance and have a rivalry over drug turf. Maybe he'll get lucky and take one of them down. In a blaze of gunfire like a movie. Maybe he get them all. Or maybe he'll just keep on living, guarding tourists and dodging memories. Another day, another escape, another bullet dream. I'm an Ukrainian Marine sniper from a small village outside Zaporizhzhia. My call sign was Azov 1. I was 23 when my squad and I took out a Russian tank unit at the battle for Kherson. We had spent 4 days running for our lives when we stumbled on them. They never knew what hit them. That was my first kill, and my second, and before the day was over, my 8th. I felt nothing after that. I remember thinking maybe today was the day or tomorrow, until I just stopped. I didn't want to live with what I had to done. That was the beginning. I couldn't sleep, so I started drinking, and slowly that was all I did. My time was done, and I wasted no time and flew to the islands. Then I started working security at a hotel in Puerto Plata. I was making good money, standing around, boring, but I could see the ocean and all the beautiful women I could see. I liked it there. It was a distraction away. Though I couldn't help watching the families and tourists enjoying themselves, do they even know? Do they even care? Should I? For 2 years, I worked there, partied every night, smoked weed, drank rum. I engaged in anything to help block out the memories of the war. Then one day, I got a call from a comrade back home. I had been watching the news in the few moments I was not in a bottle or a woman, allowing himself a few moments back into reality so I could justify not throwing my life away completely. I knew the war was not going well. The attack into Kursk was a suicide mission. God, what I would have given to go. They knew they would not return. Every man knew. Many sons fallen, fighting, dying. Not so many left to fight. Not so many want to die. He knew the voice right away. "My brother," said the voice. "We need you, brother." I knew what was being asked of me, and so did he. This is my chance. I took a moment as if I needed to think about my answer, not to sound too eager. "Sempre fi, slava Ukraini, brother." He replied, "Slava Ukraini, brother." I ended the call already in my mind. My country needed me. My brothers needed me. How many battles had I been missed? How many chances did I pass up of glorious ending? I needed another chance to embrace death with my comrades, for my country. For me to embrace death with my comrades, for the nightmares, for my country. I was on a flight back to Kiev 2 days later. So back in Ukraine, back with my old squad, back to the meat grinder. 15 of us had fallen since I had left 15. Another 27 wounded. Assault after assault all day. All night we fight. And we die. We die and they die. We die and they die. But not me. Before I knew it, 6 months of hit and run, bombings, artillery, drones. God, the drones, they never stopped. The war had changed a lot since I left. Deadlier somehow, more vivid. One night I was reminded of this when missile strike on a recruitment barrack was hit 50 miles behind the front. 78 boys killed while they slept. Death was everywhere, and for everyone but me, I guess not. I ready my gear for the next day's mission, exchanging jokes and rumors, anything to pass the time until mission goal. 3 days we had been on the defensive. Tomorrow we attack. I am to cover the squad as they assault a Russian tank position. I will provide overwatch and pick off any officers I can get. This time I feel nervous. I haven't felt this in a long time. So long it takes a minute to figure out. I had forgotten what it felt like, how it could overtake me. As I moved to the destroyed house and into position, I move slowly to the second-floor window to get my vantage point. And as I'm sitting there, I hear some noise outside. And I look out the window and there's a cat and it's walking across the street. And I think to myself, why am I scared? This cat does not know it has 9 lives. It doesn't know what it's doing, what is going on around him, and it's not afraid to live. As I look past the cat towards the target coming into view, another officer, I take one last glance at the cat and then focus. Maybe I can be like the cat. And so I let go of my fear and I stop thinking about death and start thinking about life. That's when I knew I wasn't going back to the security job in Puerto Plata. I knew I wasn't going to drink and smoke weed anymore. The running from myself must end. I knew I had to do something more with my life. I had to use this chance to live, to make a difference. I have been given the chance, a chance. That was my last mission. I resigned my commission and began recreating a life. I started searching online, looking for jobs. It took me months, but I found one at a tech company in Poland, and I moved there and began working. Now it's been 3 months and I love my job. I have a purpose. I feel like I'm making a difference. And last week I met a girl. Her name is Diana, and she's from the Philippines. And I told her about my life before and how I searched for death. I told her I wanted to die in the war. She took my hand and stared onto my eyes and said, "No, you're gonna die in each other's arms." I looked back and I thought, maybe she's right. Maybe I could begin to see life again once. Maybe this is how I find love. Maybe happiness. Maybe I can learn to live again. I look into her eyes and feel a different kind of feeling now. I have not known this feeling for a long time. I will fight for life as I once did for my country's future. This fight is the only one left to survive. Slava Ukraini, Slava Zitya. This is a true story from a new series called Bullet Dreams. We will speak of tales of survivors' journeys to escape today's different conflicts, both physical and mental, each fighting different battles with one thing in common, a desire to escape their past of bullets and live life. That's all for tonight. See you next time.